Opinions expressed on this radio program do not necessarily reflect the views of this radio station.
Todd and Levitt.
Todd and Levitt.
Todd and Craig, good to hear you guys.
Todd and Levitt.
This is Attorney Todd L. Levitt.
Honestly, you could not be any more spot on.
Now, from the Black Diamond Group mothership in the studios of 98.5 UPS, the Todd L. Levitt Law Show.
Welcome to the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Good morning, good evening, and good night. I'm yours truly, Attorney Todd L. Levitt, broadcasting and podcasting in the middle of the mitten in the Black Diamond Group mothership in a beautiful green nutrient field with my good friend. Don't call him Mando. He's the dankiest, gassiest, dank-to-dank human I know. You love him, you know him. Craig Russell, the muscle, the hustle. The water is wet, the sky is blue. Last week was Valentine's Day, Craigie, and we love you. How you doing, Craig? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, Todd. I am fan-flippin-tastic. How are you?
You know, I could not be better. We opened up the show of all shows once again with literally my top 5 groups of all time. Who was it, Craig?
Tesla. You love Tesla. You love them.
Love them. I think they're they're amazing. But do you think they're completely underrated in regards to the music, the lyrics, how they wrote the music, the songs, the meaning behind it, compared to so many other groups that came out at their time?
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of bands just were kind of party bands, just did party songs and blah, 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 and a lot of, you know, sex and whatever. And they had a little more to them. Tesla had a little more meat on the bone, if you will. And I think they did a really good job, especially some of the songs they did in the early 90s and stuff. They became less of a hair band and more of a band, you know?
And they're still around.
Yeah, that's true. They still tour and stuff.
They're turning it and burning it, smoking it and toking it with the strain of the week, Craig. That's right. It's been a few weeks, but we brought it back. And, Craig, it looks as if the studio is just filled with apples and bananas this morning. Apples and bananas.
Apples and bananas. Apples and bananas.
Hey, how is your breakfast coming since we spoke last week? You said... We talked about a balanced breakfast.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if you were a breakfast guy, right?
I am. Like one day a week I have breakfast. Usually the rest of the time I don't, but I've tried this week a couple of days to have some oatmeal. And I got to say, it helped me out. I got through the day a lot farther. I didn't get as tired. It was a good thing.
Hey, I got a question for you.
What's that?
When we talk on the phone, I'm talking a cell phone.
Yeah.
Do I hang too quick? Am I just too quick in hanging up the phone?
No, not more than anybody else.
Okay, because I get accused by certain individuals that surround my lifestyle.
I can only imagine who you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That, wait, you hung up so quick. But here's the thing. There are a lot of people out there, and look, we all know these people, who they are in our lives. It just takes forever for you to get off the phone with them. The goodbye turns into a 2 to 3 minute, dissertation. So, for instance, okay, I got to get going. We'll talk tomorrow. And then they go, oh, okay. Well, okay, Craig. It was really nice talking to you. All right. No, look, when it's time to go, it's time to go. And if you get a hang up, it's not a hang up. It's just a conversation was over. It does. When you say goodbye to somebody, it doesn't have to be a 2-minute dialogue. Am I correct?
Oh, totally agree. Hey, look.
Because I'm quick. Quick.
And you're a busy guy. You got stuff going on. So I know when we talk, you'll be like, all right, I'll see you later. Bye. And I'm like, okay, done. Conversation's over. Done. If I had anything else to say to you, I would just send you a text. And you know what? Some people who are close to you in your life, who see you 12, 14, 16 hours a day, should be able to understand that as well. You would think, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
You're going to say goodbye to this person on the phone, and then a half an hour later, you're going to be seeing them face to face.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like you get ready to end a conversation. Okay, let's talk later. Bye. Let's talk later. When you say to someone, let's talk later, that means the conversation's over. You don't then say, well, wait a minute. Okay, all right, that's a good idea. Let's talk later or tomorrow, or shoot me a text or an email. Look, the conversation was over 60 seconds ago. They may be talking on the other end, and I'm already gone. I'm on to 2 other conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I just want to double check if
on
that one.
No, I totally am right there with you. Speaking of ending a conversation, we'll end this one, but we'll start a new one. So I know you liked the Tesla song, but I have this inkling you had another song you'd much rather have opened the show up with. What was that?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to take a lot of heat for this one. Especially
Why is that?
From you.
Why?
Because I like Nickelback, Rockstar. Okay? I do, Craig. I don't understand the pushback on Nickelback. They had such catchy tunes. So, can we play a little Rockstar?
I just am not a fan, but whatever. This isn't a bad song by them. It's kind of a novelty-ish song by them. But yes, we can play Rockstar.
I'm through with standing in line. The clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
Tell me what you want.
I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
So what you need?
I'll need a credit card that's got no limit, and a big black jet with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet.
Been done.
I want a new tour bus full of old guitars, mine star on Hollywood Boulevard. Somewhere between Cher and James Dean is fine for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop bosses driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars and the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with the bleached blonde hair. And well, hey, I wanna be a rock star.
See, and you know what? The best thing that made that song was the video for that song. With ZZ Top and those guys in it, that really made that song. I'll say this much about Nickelback. That song was pretty fun. Some of their stuff.
Great country of Canada.
Yes. One of our biggest downloading countries. One of the countries that loves this show a lot.
65 countries and growing.
Wow, that's awesome.
A huge show, by the way.
Do we? We do.
Oh, we do. Oh, no, we do. We are going to be talking about, ready for this?
I'm born ready.
The Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse.
Oh.
There you go, the FMCCH, the Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse, that is part of the U.S. Department of Transportation. there's a lot of men and women out there who are, Class A CDL holders, Class B. They drive semis, box trucks.
Sure.
All kinds of vehicles out there. They know exactly what I'm talking about. And here's the thing. In the 30 years I've been practicing criminal defense, I had no idea what that was until last week.
Really?
Literally.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It sounds scary. It sounds like I don't know what it sounds like, but it sounds scary.
Well, to sum it up before we go to break, it's an online database that gives employers and government agencies real-time access to information about CDL, drug, and alcohol program violations. So if you're a CDL holder,
okay,
you're gonna be registered with the Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse, and that's what it is. So it's a database that can be accessed in real time by law enforcement, Secretary of States, which are Department of Motor Vehicles, or certain government agencies. When you go to apply for a job as a driver, that new company will have access, and they'll be able to log on to the database to see if you've had any alcohol and drug violations. And guess who's coming on the show here in a moment to talk about all of these things?
I'm going to guess, if I had to make a guess, Todd Levitt. No, I have no idea.
My big brother, my older brother, Biker Bob.
Biker Bob, sweet.
My brother, Biker Bob, my older brother, is coming back on the show. He has been an over-the-road carrier, a gravel train operator, and a CDL holder.
And can probably shed some light on this.
Well, before we go to break, what brought it to my attention was I got a call from an individual. He said, I had an issue with the clearinghouse, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Publishers Clearinghouse?
Exactly. And that's right, drag, wrestle, and muscle the hustle. You are a winner.
Yeah.
Is that thing real, by the way? Was that ever real? Or was that just a way to get you to buy magazines?
I think they still exist. You still see Steve Harvey doing the commercials and stuff, but I think it's real.
I'm still waiting for my coupon book to come in the mail that I ordered 35 years ago. What were those called?
From like the Kiwanis Club or something like that? Or
it was like a book with like 500 pages, and each one had a coupon.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for my Columbia House. 13 CDs or cassettes for a penny coming. Okay. Remember those?
The kind of guy that would order cassettes to your neighbor's house and they had no idea.
Yeah, all the time.
I mean, I'm talking
all the time.
Albums and all that.
Yep, all the time. That's funny.
So
Great.
I get a call from this guy, this driver.
Okay.
And he, as they are, required to submit to random drug and alcohol testing.
All right.
He missed the test. He could not do the drug test, and not for any nefarious reasons. He just couldn't get the test done. It was random. He was not in a position to do so. And the employer, not only was he let go, but it was reported to the clearinghouse that he tested positive. So this is true. A missed test is considered a positive test, and you will lose your CDL, and there's a whole bunch of hoops you have to jump through that could take years before you get reinstated. So it's unbelievable. Now, it serves a purpose. I get it. We don't want these big rigs on the roadways with people or any vehicle who are intoxicated, so they know the history.
Sure.
There's got to be some regulation. But a missed test should not be considered a false test or a failed test.
Right.
If you have legitimate reasons. But anyhow, my big brother, Biker Bob's coming on the show to talk about that here momentarily.
And we'll take a break right now, but when we come back, I have questions. But we'll take a break on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. We'll be right back.
This is attorney Todd L. Levitt here to tell you about my favorite one and only, the only one I go to, M66 Cannabis Company, recreational dispensary right here in the great state of Michigan, central northern Michigan, located at 3023 20 Mile Road, Beaverton, Michigan, between Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, Michigan. M66 Cannabis Company is frickin' fantastic, folks, from pipes to edibles to flower, 24 different strains. The staff staff, all locally hired, general manager, knowledgeable, community-oriented, family-owned. Be sure to check out M66 Cannabis Company, Beaverton, Michigan.
Hey, this is Mike Messina, general manager at M66 Cannabis Company out of Barrington, Michigan, off of M66. And I want to personally invite you down to M66 Cannabis Company to come peruse our wide selection of different products, 18 different strains of flower, 29 different types of cartridges, and so much more. We've got everything that you could possibly need and a very well-trained and compassionate staff there to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
That's M66 Cannabis Company, located at 3023 20 Mile Road. That's 3023 20 Mile Road. My favorite recreational dispensary here in Michigan. Be sure to stop in and tell the folks when you get there you heard it right here on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Welcome back to the Todd L. Levitt Law Show, turning it and burning it with apples and bananas today, folks. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Strain of the week, apple. It's a hybrid, by the way.
Got it.
So you had a question for me?
Well, yeah. We're talking about this. What is this? The Motor Carrier Clearinghouse, Federal Clearinghouse thing?
It's under the United States Department of Transportation.
Okay.
All the CDL holders, Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse. And
okay.
30 years of specializing in license restoration. I never knew what this was until 2 days ago.
You're just finding out about this. That's interesting.
Because I don't do traffic civil infractions.
Or any truck driver. You don't do a lot of truck drivers, do you?
No.
No. Okay.
I represent individuals who may get caught drinking and driving who are CDL holders, but they're not in the rig.
Got it. Okay.
They're under personal time.
Sure. So it doesn't...
Their CDLs do get affected, by the way.
And I'm sure there's all kinds of laws out there that you have no recollection of or no knowledge of whatsoever because you don't ever deal with them every day. So this is obviously just one of them. It's closer to what you do, but obviously...
Right. In Michigan, if you are convicted first-time offender operating while visibly impaired, 4.93-day misdemeanor, and you are a CDL, commercial driver's license holder, you will lose it for a period of 3 years. 3 years.
Wow.
And what I now know is that your employer or you or somebody out there, a SAP, we'll talk about SAPs, a substance abuse personnel professional,
okay,
is going to report it to the clearinghouse. And there's something called a return to duty that you have to go through in order to, get your CDL back. At the end of the time period.
All right.
It's a whole program that goes on. So who has to register? I mean, the question is, right? Who are these individuals that have to register for the clearinghouse? Student drivers, employers, third-party administrators. They're called MROs, a medical review officer, and a substance abuse professional are all registered in the clearinghouse, and all are part of this program.
So basically,
of assisting and overseeing drug and alcohol use by CDL holders.
So basically,
and whatnot.
And anybody who basically is a CDL holder has to be involved in this. So anybody you see driving a semi truck or a box truck, or anybody who would have a CDL license, a limo driver, anybody who has a CDL, a commercial driver's license, is got to be in this, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, what is the legality of all this? Do these people have any rights whatsoever, or do you immediately, when you have to get into this clearinghouse, you just basically sign away your rights to anything happening? Obviously, the guy missed one test. You were talking about earlier. A guy missed one test, and it was he failed, and he must have lost his license, right?
He's about to lose his CDL, correct?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What's new? As of, I looked this up, as of November 18th of 2024, this year, they're called SDLA, State Driver License Agencies, or Secretary of State or Department of Motor Vehicle, will be required to remove the commercial driving privileges, the CDLs, from an individual's driver's license subject to a commercial motor vehicle driving prohibition. So basically, if there's a violation on the clearinghouse, the actual state in which the individual is licensed, that state, Department of State, is now required to downgrade their license status and take away their CDL.
Wow.
And my question is, and again, I do not practice this area law. We're going to ask Biker Bob, my brother, this.
Okay.
As a truck driver. What are your rights? Again, we're talking about a federal government agency that, yes, oversight is necessary in some capacity, but I'm sure like any other agency, there's overstepping, and just like the things that I see as a defense attorney, there's some things that are just not fair. But again, we don't want people out there operating any motor vehicle with any type of licensing under the influence of any type of drug, prescription, alcohol, even if you have a legal right to do it. We don't want you to be impaired.
Right.
So there is good that there's oversight in this industry, because if you are an owner or an independent driver, it's for insurance purposes. My guess is it has to do with insurance purposes.
Sure.
And there's companies. You could just imagine the amount of insurance. Somebody who's a solo driver that owns their own company, their own rig, or a big corporation with hundreds or a dozen trucks out there, the liability and the insurance rates they pay, which are probably staggering. And if there's a driver who they hire that has, a prior history that may put them at risk, obviously it's going to cost them more money, and then it's going to affect everybody else around them. So this database serves a purpose. But the question is, there's always the good, the bad, and the ugly with everything. So when we definitely need to bring my big brother, Biker Bob, on the show, folks, to talk about that.
Well, and my only other question to you is because wouldn't you agree the law is black and white, but a lot of gray areas in there, correct?
Well, there's gray areas everywhere. But again, I understand the reasoning and the policy and why it's there.
Sure.
Again, but what are the abuses? I'm just starting to learn how a lot of good men and women out there, for instance, this young man that called me, and I was so happy to hear a young man working in the industry.
Yeah.
Who said,
a lot of truck drivers.
This is how it came to my attention. He said, "Hey, Todd, Craig, I just got reported to the clearinghouse that I failed a drug test. I never took the test." I didn't even know what he was talking about, the clearinghouse, the Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse, which we're talking about now under the U.S. Department of Transportation. And he said, a missed test is considered a failed test. To me, that's completely unfair.
Agreed.
You should have, there should be some kind of alternative testing mechanism so that it's not a failed test and you lose your CDL and your ability to earn a living and support your family or yourself.
Right. Totally agree.
That's what I want to talk to my brother about.
All right. Should we get him on the line?
We should get him on. Should we use our crack production team here?
Oh, yeah. High quality. You know it.
There's nothing better, right?
Big budget on this show.
Huge budget.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, big brother.
What's happening?
Welcome to the show of all shows. It's yours truly, your younger brother, and Craig Russell, the muscle, the hustle. How you doing, biker?
I'm doing all right. Man. How you doing, Craig? Hopefully you're doing good.
Good, Biker Bob, doing good. Hope you're doing good too, man.
Doing good, man. Just plugging along here.
Awesome. Now, you and I, we talk every day because we're family, familia, and we were talking about the Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse, and even though I've known you my entire life, and you've been an over-the-road trucker for how long?
Well, I was just adding that up, and I've been driving. I've been holding one of them oversized steering wheels for about almost 40 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I started driving in a commercial vehicle in '85, which started from a single axle little asphalt dump truck, and now I'm driving the gravel trains.
But you've driven the rigs out west all over the country.
Oh yeah. I've been from New York City to Los Angeles, California, up to Washington State. I've been up into Maine. Loved it. I mean, there's no better job than that because you're getting paid to go sightseeing, basically, and camping. That's the way I see it.
Right. I mean, you would send me pictures for decades from all out west. Oh, the big Iowa truck stop that looked like a mall.
Yeah. That's that one there, which is in Walcott, Iowa. And they have a museum right next to it, a trucking museum, which is pretty cool. And they got one down here in Joplin, Missouri, which is about as big as the one in Walcott. So it's pretty cool. I like it. Kind of miss it, to be honest with you.
So how would you describe? Oh, absolutely. I miss you sending me all those pictures and calling me before there were cameras. How do you describe the clearinghouse? What is that?
Well, what that is, they just want to keep track of drivers that are failing drug tests or alcohol tests when they get randomly tested. And when I became an owner-operator back in 2010, I got my own MC numbers, my own DOT numbers, and I got it through OIDA, Owner Operators Independent Division Association. I got it through them, and I had to register at that time in 2010. Now, in December 2nd of 2016, I guess they did the final ruling on that, which would be implemented in 2020. I mean, I had to register back if I'm not mistaken, back in 2010 when I got my DOT numbers and all that, and became an owner-operator at that time.
But if you're an independent, if you're a CDL Class A, Class B holder, you just got out of the school, you're about to land your first job, the federal government requires you to register through the clearinghouse, correct?
Yes, they do.
And for those just tuning in, we're talking about an online database, as my big brother said, that gives employers and government agencies, law enforcement, real-time access to information about CDL drivers, drug and alcohol program violations. We have to go to break, but here's my beef with it that I've learned. I was told last week from a young driver who missed a drug test, that it was reported as a failed test, and now the CDL is suspended. So,
yeah.
And so is that accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate. I mean, if you refuse a test, or if you miss a test appointment or something like that, they don't give you a chance. They automatically incriminate you, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like right away, even though something might have happened or whatever. I mean, if you're refusing a random drug test, then there's a reason why.
But what if you have a legitimate reason and your employer who, let's say you're not on good terms because maybe for whatever reason, they decide, okay, albeit it's his, and in Michigan and a lot of other states, employment is at will. You can be hired or fired for whatever reason, but when you possess a CDL, I mean, you could drive anywhere in the country, correct? And so,
yes, anywhere in the country.
Right, and Nick, go ahead.
You know what my take is on this, and I've had this from the very beginning, is what you do on your own time is your own business as long as you don't carry it to work, as long as it doesn't affect you while you're at work. I mean, alcohol is something different. But smoking weed or something like that, you're not stoned the next day if you smoked a joint the day before. You're just not, period. Stays in your fat cells, stays in your system, but you are not affected by it. It's like somebody who drinks, they got 12 hours and the alcohol is dissipated from their system. But if they go to work at 8 hours after they've gone to bed, now I know people who've done that, you know, they'll close a bar and then get up and then go to work. They're still drunk, you know, basically.
Right.
But there's a difference there, and the government's not recognizing that. You know, and I'm going to speak from experience. I hope I don't incriminate myself. I don't do it no more. I haven't for a long time. But, you know, you do not feel it the next day. It does not affect you. If you go out there on a road and you carry that with you and you get caught, shame on you.
Well, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. And then when we come back from break, I'm going to talk to you about false positives. So we'll be right back with my big brother, my DNA, Biker Bob, and Craig Russell, the Muscle, the Hustle. This is attorney Todd L. Levitt here to tell you about my favorite one and only, the only one I go to, M66 Cannabis Company, recreational dispensary right here in the great state of Michigan, central northern Michigan, located at 3023 20 Mile Road, Beaverton, Michigan, between Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, Michigan. M66 Cannabis Company is frickin' fantastic, folks, from pipes to edibles to flower, 24 different strains. The staff, all locally hired, general manager, knowledgeable, community-oriented, family-owned. Be sure to check out M66 Cannabis Company, Beaverton, Michigan.
Hey, this is Mike Messina, general manager at M66 Cannabis Company out of Barrington, Michigan, off of M66. And I want to personally invite you down to M66 Cannabis Company to come peruse our wide selection of different products, 18 different strains of flower, 29 different types of cartridges, and so much more. We've got everything that you could possibly need and a very well-trained and compassionate staff there to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
That's M66 Cannabis Company, located at 3023 20 Mile Road. That's 3023 20 Mile Road. My favorite recreational dispensary here in Michigan. Be sure to stop in and tell the folks when you get there you heard it right here on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Back to the Todd L. Levitt Law Show, turning it and burning it with Tesla and and Todd and Craig and special guest in the show, Biker Bob is calling in. Biker Bob from Places Unknown to talk about the clearinghouse. Biker Bob, he's the man. What else did you have to ask him, Todd? Well, I wanted to ask him if somebody. Well, my thought is, as a defense attorney, and I specialize in driver's license restoration. I think all the regular listeners out there know that, and I deal with, drug screens and alcohol testing and whatnot, and these devices. There are false positives. What happens if an employer, is it a random test, Big Brother? Meaning if you're a CDL holder, at some point during the week, the month, the year, is it your employer or the government that's required to test you? I'm thinking it's the employer is under federal oversight that has to test its drivers.
Actually, it's the insurance company.
Oh, the insurance. Okay.
Yeah, I've been to the understanding that the insurance companies that will call whoever gets random drug tested.
Is it? Do they call the employer, or if you're an individual owner-operator?
No, well, it's the employer, but then if it's an individual owner-operator, then, if you get called up, say from, your company that you're working for, you're leased onto, then, yeah, you have to go take a random drug test.
I have a lot of friends in the insurance industry, and I'm not knocking them, but my thought is if you have big insurance companies overseeing a federal department, I mean, I don't see how it's not fraught with issues. I'm just going to say that. But I mean, again, I know, look, we don't want anybody out there operating motor vehicles of any size impaired by any means whatsoever. So, there's some good things that I'm sure the clearinghouse provides. But what about false positives? What if they send you for a test and maybe, you had some spicy food or something, and it comes back a false positive? Or I guess is it a urine test or is it a breath test?
Well, it's a urine test is what it is.
Okay.
And, yeah, you could, I've heard that, you can eat something with a lot of poppy seeds and you will test positive, and they say that, you can't test positive if you're around somebody that's smoking it, but I mean, you could catch a buzz off from being around somebody that's smoking.
Well, here's the other. Well, sorry, go ahead.
How would you not test positive?
Well, here's the other
it's
thing.
In your system.
There's been issues even at the Michigan State Police Lab where they cannot distinguish between CBD and active THC.
Yes.
And then again,
I've heard.
Go ahead. And as you said, and we all know that the active THC nanograms, there's other forms of the plant that you could smoke 2 weeks prior on your own private time. Then 2 weeks later, you get called to test. You haven't smoked in 2 weeks and it's still showing up.
Yeah.
But how does the test? I'd like to know the scientific analysis that is being used to test our drivers. And again, I can't say it enough. I'm not knocking the system for what it is attempting to do, but once it's in place, my thought is all the men and women who are victims of the overgrown, policies and department and regulations that aren't doing anything wrong, but yet they're losing their CDLs for years.
Right. Well,
if that exists, does that exist?
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's a certain amount of nanograms, from what I understand, that's in your system, and if you go over that certain amount of nanograms, then you're considered positive. But like you're saying, who even knows? Like, to me, and I understand what you're saying. The lab, because you take a urine test, they send it out to the lab, and they totally break down your urine. They totally break it down.
I'm going to go. Right, go ahead.
Well, and they test for all the all the drugs, alcohol, weed, cocaine, blah 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 blah, and that's where you'll get calls. You get called by a medical examiner, and they will tell you, you failed it because of this or whatever.
See, the hypocrisy is you could consume alcohol on your days off 72 hours ago.
Yep.
Then you can go for a test, and you're sober. There's no alcohol being detected in your system. You could smoke a high sativa, 28 THC percentage 2 weeks ago, and and it's going to show up maybe a couple nanograms 3 weeks later.
Just depends on how much you smoke, how big.
Right. No. Right.
You are.
But then that's going to be used against you on a CDL test. They don't know. They don't know about your alcohol consumption 72 hours ago, but yet they're discriminating. The testing system is discriminating against marijuana users, it seems, which is completely unfair.
Well, it is, because you want to categorize marijuana in the same category as alcohol, and you can't, because they're two different beasts, all right? And you could smoke a joint the day before, and you go out and you do your job, You're not stoned from that joint. I don't care what anybody says. You're not. Trust me, you're not.
So,
and it's not fair because, say, like you're just saying, you could come home after being on the road for 2 weeks. You could smoke a joint for 2 days or whatever, and you could go back out there and you don't touch it at all. And you still will test positive, even though you're not affected by it. You know, and that's just ludicrous if you ask me.
So you test, right. So you test positive. Let me ask you this. Sorry to interrupt you. You test positive. I mean, you are my big brother, and you're bigger than I am. But, you're muscular. People say, I'm not muscular. Yeah, you're husky, right? No. But, so. Beefy. I'm beefy. And that's what I say. People say, man, Todd, you're muscular. No, I'm not. I used to be. But so what happens, somebody, Craig likes that. The test comes back positive. The individual is then reported to the clearinghouse. Yeah. And now they're going to lose. And now, as of the end of this year, the Secretary of States are going to downgrade the status, the CDL status. As of the end of this year, it's a new federal law. But what happens? I mean, there's a SAP program, SAP. There's something called Return to Duty. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, they can hold you. They can keep you on review for up to 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, up to 5 years. You'll go from a red, which means you've tested positive, and you got to do what you got to get. You got to jump through them hoops, and then you go to a yellow. And they can keep you in that yellow for up to 5 years and send you for random drug tests whenever they feel like it. So it's like you're under the gun for, you smoked weed when you got home, but you didn't do it while you're out on the road there doing your job. Now you're under the gun for 5 years.
But you're working with a SAP, a substance abuse professional, within the system, correct? And it's the return to duty. Yeah. So are they monitoring you? If you don't have a CDL because you tested positive, then obviously these individuals are working other jobs to support themselves and or their families. And at the same time, they're still complying as if they're on probation to try to get their CDL back. Is that right?
Yeah.
I never knew anything about this stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I want to say this. I've been driving for almost 40 years, and throughout the years, they've like screwed the screws down on drivers. Big time. It used to be, where there was a lot of yahoos out there, but, it's like they're making it harder and harder for somebody to continue to drive to make a living at it. And here's a prime example. A driver out there that he drives, he doesn't walk. He doesn't take care of his health. He gets overweight. And that's all because of the job that he does. Because trust me, you drive 700 some odd miles a day, you're tired. You want to go in and truck stop. You want to sit down. You want to relax. You want to get something to eat. You walk out to your truck, you're tired. You go to bed. Years of doing that creates bad health. So now they start doing that BMI, the body mass index, to where now drivers got sleep apnea, from being overweight. Well, that's all caused by the industry, if you ask me. If you're not conscious of your health, if you're not conscious of it, starting from the very beginning, you let yourself go. It's not easy. Look, I had a guy I grew up with. He died in a truck. He was only like maybe 5 foot, but he was like 400 some pounds.
Wow.
He died in his truck. I know his son. I took him underneath my wing while he was just starting to drive, and I went and seen him in the hospital a while back because he was so overweight that he had to get out of the truck. And that, and that happens a lot out there. But my point is like they mess with the driving hours. They just mess with stuff, and they know nothing about it. That would be like somebody going in and trying to be a doctor somebody or trying to coach a football team and know nothing at all about the football team. So this is what I'm saying about the Secretary of Transportation. They don't really know what a driver goes through. They do not know what a driver has to put up with out there on the road. But they'll sit there and they'll implement rules to seeming to think, they seem to think they're doing good for the driver, but they're not. Really, they're making it harder for the driver to make a living, to be like it used to be. And I don't know how many times I've seen, I've heard drivers out there, drivers like me, it's not like it used to be. It never will. I just watched a video and I sent it to my club brother, and he's a driver as well. And it's from old times, and it's basically saying, what happened in the trucking industry? What happened? It used to be fun. And you used to be able to make some money out of running hard.
Not to mention you're away from your families and you're under pressure to take, props from, here to there. I think we have to go to break because I hear Craig breathing into the mic, folks.
Yes.
That is not yours truly breathing in the background while Big Brother Biker Bob is talking. I'm just saying,
we do have to take a break.
Craig, one of those apnea machines.
No, we do have to take a break, but you wonder why.
I love you.
Yeah,
Craig.
I love you too, Todd, and I love you too, Biker.
Yeah, we all love
but
you.
you wonder why. You wonder why the trucking industry is in the state that it's in these days. Why there's so lack of drivers because of all these regulations and all this stuff that they do. But that's some fine stuff from Biker Bob there. We do have to take a break. We'll be back on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show after this.
This is attorney Todd L. Levitt here to tell you about my favorite one and only, the only one I go to, M66 Cannabis Company, recreational dispensary right here in the great state of Michigan, central northern Michigan, located at 3023 20 Mile Road, Beaverton, Michigan, between Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, Michigan. M66 Cannabis Company is frickin' fantastic, folks, from pipes to edibles to flower, 24 different strains. The staff, all locally hired, general manager, knowledgeable, community-oriented, family-owned. Be sure to check out M66 Cannabis Company, Beaverton, Michigan.
Hey, this is Mike Messina, general manager at M66 Cannabis Company out of Barrington, Michigan, off of M66. And I want to personally invite you down to M66 Cannabis Company to come peruse our wide selection of different products, 18 different strains of flower, 29 different types of cartridges, and so much more. We've got everything that you could possibly need and a very well-trained and compassionate staff there to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
That's M66 Cannabis Company, located at 3023 20 Mile Road. That's 3023 20 Mile Road. My favorite recreational dispensary here in Michigan. Be sure to stop in and tell the folks when you get there you heard it right here on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Welcome back to the Todd and Levitt Law Show. We're going to have to do 3 more shows on with my big brother, Biker Bob, on the Federal Motor Carrier Clearinghouse. And we love you, big bro. It's always good to have you on.
Love you guys, too.
And, there's so much more to talk about. I'm just learning about this stuff. And you would think as a lawyer, and having been around you my whole life, I just never paid attention to this aspect of the industry in this area, because I don't do federal law. CDL's federal law. I focus on state law licensing. But we love our truckers. We love you. And any shout outs, big bro, you want to give?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my club, Detroit Highwaymen. Best club that's ever been invented.
Yep, sending my regards as always. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. My brother's club, he's in the Penetrators, and a bunch of good guys over there as well. But I want to give a shout out to Michelle Lyons. From when we were together a long time ago to now, that lady has come a long way. I mean, really. And she sent me something today, and I checked it out, and I teared up because of how well she has, how much she's turned her life around.
Great lady.
Yes, and she's a benefit to the public now, which I'm very proud of that woman. Very proud of her.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
well, big bro, absolutely. She is amazing what she has accomplished, and maybe down the road we can have the two of you on the show. I'm giving a big shout out to everybody out there. One thing I want to say, and we said this last week, we're sledders, snowmobiles, snow machine riders. It's been a horrible winter for all the mom and pop businesses. Still, please get out there, keep your reservations, and visit the mom and pop businesses, restaurants, gas stations, providers. The industry is hurting right now. And these are our loved ones, our family members. Keep traveling, whether you're going snowmobiling, ice fishing, cross-country skiing, fat biking. Get out there and support the businesses. Also, biker, because the weather's been warm, have you had the Harley out yet?
Oh, no, it's in the garage yet. That'll be down the road a little bit. Listen, I want to give another shout-out to all the truck drivers, male and female out there. Keep her safe. I love you guys, and I know what you guys are up to and what you are up against out there. And always thinking of you, and I may end up out there again because I got that itch.
And we appreciate everything you do, transporting, working hard, and, and allowing us to enjoy all the goods and services and products that, people don't think about it. You get a package at your front door. You get everyone's ordering things online. Well, how do you think it gets here? Someone had to bring it here, and it had to be. It may be on a ship that ends at a port, then it's put on a truck that's driven across country to end up at a warehouse that's then delivered to your doorstep, and it all starts with you, big brother, and all the truckers out there.
I used to go out, and I used to pick up furniture out in North Carolina, in South Carolina, in the upper parts, and it was, it was furniture. And I would get a trailer load of furniture, and I would take it to Nebraska and drop it off at the warehouse.
If you go back out on the road, I'm going with you, and because I always wanted to go with you across country. I've been telling you that since how long, right?
Well, if I go back out, then we will plan on that for sure. Sure.
Yeah, let's get a big cab, a cool cab, pick up Craig Russell, the muscle, the hustle, head up to Iowa. Head out west and see planet Earth.
I'm all for it. All for it.
Craig's all for it. Hey, big bro, we got to go. This is a whole nother show. We're going to have you back on in a couple weeks. I'll give you a shout later after the show. And Craig gave me a real hard time. We opened up with Tesla, but then I played some Nickelback. And, I know you're a drummer, but I thought Nickelback had some good tunage. They're from Canada. I don't know why everybody hates on that.
I want to shout out to my band, too, the Vampire Cowboys.
Great band.
We're doing rehearsing, and we're doing some really good tunes. So we will be out this summer down here in the Detroit metro area.
Oh yeah, love my family. All right, brother. I'll talk to you later. And
good talking to you.
All right, Craig. I think the show's over.
Show's over, Todd. We got to go.
Craig, I'm not here for a long time, as we're not. We're here for a good time, and I'm not just a litigator. I'm an advocator. Take us out, the little Tesla, for everyone out there listening and all the drivers trucking and delivering across this great planet Earth.
Come my way. Yes, it's time, it's so much better. Getting better every day, yeah. Yeah. Getting better every day.
The Todd L. Levitt Law Show, brought to you by Clark Modular Homes of Mount Pleasant, Rusty Gold Antiques in Everett, Chad Malley Well Drilling of Rosebush, Clear Vision Windows, Siding and Roofing of Midland, and attorney Todd L. Levitt.
Opinions expressed on this radio program do not necessarily reflect the views of this radio station.